it's definitely frustrating, but I just got to do my job, what I got to do at the time, and until it's my time to keep going, just go.
Take us take us back to that injury a little bit. I mean, Coach Combs talked about how well you were playing, and we know the impact that had to take you out of the lineup. But that had to be tough for you because you had so much built into that year. And to have it taken away, what was that like for you at Penn State?
Uh, it sucked. I ain't gonna lie, because I was really looking forward to that year. I felt like that was my year for me to break out and just hopefully get to my goal and be in the NFL. But just, everything happens for a reason. Just take my time and just keep going this year. Get after it. It's a past. Move on from it.
Do you feel like you're back to that? I mean, we saw those couple of plays that you made early on. I don't know what you did for the rest of practice, but it seemed like you were doing some of the things that you've been building for out there on the practice field.
Yeah, I feel like I'm 100% ready to go. So he's ready.
How hard was it for you to have to watch from the sidelines last year with the struggles that the pass defense had?
It was. I mean, it was hard for me just to watch just because I just wasn't out there with my team. But other than that, I'm just out there.
Did you feel though, like, man, I could be out there, I could be making a difference if I was playing right now?
I feel like that all the time. I feel like I always can make a difference anywhere. If I'm out there and not on the sideline, trying to make a difference from there, whatever I could.
You mentioned
block coming back when they told you could go full bore.
Honestly, no, because my past injuries, I was just ready to go, just full speed. Because if you have mental blocks, you hesitate. That's how you get hurt again. So just go.
Did the loss of last year kind of give you a new perspective and a new appreciation for the blessings that you have in the position you're in here at Ohio State to be able to be out there?
Most definitely. It's more of I'm realizing that anything gets taken from you at any moment. So take advantage of any opportunity you get.
you mentioned everything happens for a reason. Like, what is kind of a last year maybe teach you that you think's made you better going into this year?
I feel like it humbled me and just taught me how to take care of my body more and just go harder.
Do you feel now like any ill effects from that Achilles, or do you feel like you're 100% good to go?
I don't feel nothing from it. I'm full go. I'm ready to go.
I know you're a guy that's talked about your speed before, but you're really fast. Like, you feel like you're up all that way back? You can run that 4.2 again?
I feel like so. I feel like I'm fast enough to run.
How much guidance did you get from like Justin Hillier or Tough for guys that had like a similar Achilles injury that came back super fast?
They talked to me a lot during that time about how to recover and what else I have to go through and the different things to help strengthen it and come back faster and quicker. But they're doing good.
Sorry, what can DeMario add to that secondary?
He can add a lot to the secondary. He's a very talented guy who can play anywhere on the field.
You guys have, gone against him in practice, I'm sure, a bunch of times in the past. Was it surprising? Did it make sense? Like, moving him over to defense, I mean, you might know a little bit something about that, but did it surprise you guys when he joined the unit?
I'm not sure though. That question's above my
Well, the first day he walks in, like, I'm not saying you guys wanted it or didn't want it, but
at first, always when someone switches over, it catch you off guard. Like, oh, what he doing? But we realized, okay, let's get to work. He part of us now.
What are your first impressions of the freshman receivers? Getting a chance to go against those guys.
I like the freshman receivers. I feel like they're very talented. All the freshmen are very talented. A lot more talented than people think. So.
To be one of the
Talking about having all these guys capable of playing a lot or starting. What's that like for a guy coming back from injury and you just got to bring it every day?
Oh yeah, it's part of the game. You gotta. If you don't bring it every day, you won't get passed up. So no matter who you are, you just gotta go out there every day and go get it.
being one of the veterans in this room, you feel like you've been able to step up as a leader this offseason?
Yeah, I feel like also with the injury I had, that actually helped me out. It's on the sideline, I became more of a leader and more vocal, and I'm able to help guys and understand things from a different perspective. Instead of being on the field, I'm on the sideline, but I still have on the field mentality to help them out.
Obviously, you and Seven came in together. How much do you feel like you guys look at this together, like this being your year?
We always talked about that since our freshman year. We always talked about how we were going to do this right, go get it together. We're going to push each other as hard as we can to hopefully get to where we want to go.
Cam, what was the hardest part about not playing last year and just having to watch, and especially maybe how things unfolded at times for the secondary last year?
The hardest thing is watching. I'm not be able to play, not be able to practice, not be able to play with my brothers, to get out there with them whatever it is, whatever the situation was, but it is what it is.
Was there anyone specific that really helped you through this process over the past year to get you back to where you are now?
Over this past year, I be with Stu, our trainer. He helps me every day. He stays with me, stays sure I'm healthy, and always keeps pushing me to make sure I'm strong enough.
Was there like any parts of like the physical therapy rehab that were specifically tough?
Probably after the first week was the hardest, obviously, but nothing was really that tough to me. I was ready, just ready to go and get healthy again.
Was there a point where you felt like you had any kind of a breakthrough? Like, what's the point where you can tell that I've transitioned from being an injured guy to a guy who's on pretty close to getting back, that sort of thing?
Probably this spring. I felt like I was good enough to play in the spring, but I had to be smart about it because I don't want to come back too early and something else happen.
How you say be smart about it? I would think it's got to be tough to be thinking I need to hold back, make sure it's the right time, because you know there's a position out there to win. You know that there's like a spot out there for you, right? Like how do you kind of balance that?
I always want to go out there and push myself, but they keep me, make sure my trainers make sure that I'm stay healthy and make sure I'm not trying to overdo it because they know that I'll try to do it.
Sorry, did you learn anything from last year? Like, do you when you can only watch, do you see the game in a different way? Did you get a new perspective at all on playing corner, on being a football player?
I got more into watching film and understanding the playbook, and just stand. I was more of it was different. I was honest, it was very different.
After missing so much time, what was it like just to get back out there on Wednesday and finally practice again?
It was fun. It was exciting. I was happy, ready to go. I was probably the most energized guy out there.